But you should see challenges as another level for you to develop, for you to grow. Because like I said, as you go on and on, as you improve on yourself, as you learn, there are some experiences that will teach you. They're just there as lessons for you to learn from. And it's important you learn the lesson for which that challenge came.
Sure.
Or else you repeat the class.
Repeat it again. Yeah.
It's very important to learn the lesson for which that lesson came. So, like I said, constantly learn, constantly improve. Up to now, recently I bought a course.
Mm-hmm.
The learning there, you have to learn.
You never stop.
You have to learn. And the course is expensive.
But it's important. If you know what you want from it, you buy it.
If you know what you want from it. But I know that I have to improve and get somebody to pay for it.
Sure.
Which will happen very soon. Somebody will pay for that thing, I promise.
Your clients are watching you. Your clients are watching you.
And improve on your craft such that people will come back to you. See, that's the thing that to touch about pricing. It's not really about the amount.
Yeah.
Of course, some clients will come and give you funny figures, but it's not really about the amount. If the person knows that I'm getting value from you, they are willing to pay. Yes, they are willing to pay whatever amount you are charged. Of course, within reasonable range, they are willing to pay whatever amount you are charging them to do the job. So, like I said, money shouldn't be the motivating factor. Making money shouldn't be the motivating factor. Rather, value. What value am I giving these people? And to be able to know the value you give, you yourself should have. You can't give what you don't have.
Sure.
So it's important you develop your craft, like develop your skill. Do anything within your means to develop the skill. Watch the videos, practice. Ask questions. People who have done what you are trying to do.
Go and ask them questions.
Do self-arrangement.
Yeah, so
I will share. Do self-arrangement. Strategically find out how they are doing it. I do that up to now. There's somebody who I'm doing serious. I don't know if you see this video. I'm doing serious self-arrangement with, and I'm learning a lot just by our interactions. I'm learning. So there was something he said about coloring.
Mm-hmm.
That all the coloring videos I've been watching.
They've not said anything like that.
But he said something which. And what that also does is another reason why you should build a memory bank is one day you hear one thing that opens everything up. Like
it makes everything that makes sense.
Everything immediately
makes sense. Yeah, true.
Everything immediately makes. And he said something that so I mean I've talked plenty. Yeah.
Keep learning, keep improving yourself, do self-arrangement. And then
add value.
And wow.
One thing that we need to learn is that there is learning the skill, design, and there's other things that will buttress that skill.
Okay.
And so it almost means that you know that you are a designer, you'd have to relate with the marketing team, you'd have to relate with developers, you have to relate with stakeholders, all of that. You need to learn how to communicate with all these people.
Okay.
You need to learn specific parts of their job which are directly related to yours.
Okay.
So that you are able to do things which would make much more sense in a grander scheme. So for instance, using this example, like when it comes to brand identity is very broad, but you have the visual side, and then you have the part that deals with strategy. You have the part that deals with marketing, you have the part that deals with sales. Now, all these things come together to form the brand and to push the brand. And so you need to know a bit of all those things so that then what you are doing is going to be able to be scalable across those places so that they also be able to use it. So as a designer, you need to learn how to communicate, which we all actually suffer with. You know, sometimes giving people like the right, me like this, as I said, they are looking for me currently. But I think that's something that you need to learn a lot, those soft skills. And learn how to communicate, learn the business of design as well, because you can't just be doing, because as Sam said, people will use you unless you are able to see the value proposition that you are getting. And so you need to learn the business aspect of it, because there's a whole business on design and how to push yourself, get to where you are going to, all of those things. There's a business part. It needs to be studied a lot, actually, because I think most people have a problem with price and how to price. Those kind of things. You need to learn the business of design. You need to learn communication. You need to also have certain values, like being loyal, being truthful, respectful, all of those things. They look like it's not much, but actually, because the more humble you are, the more people would want to relate to you. Some people are doing works that you can clearly see that they are not qualified.
Sure.
But because of these other things that they have, they are trustworthy. Oh, this guy, if I call him, he would help. So they are in certain places just because of those things, and not just because of the skill. You can have the skill and be very arrogant and nobody will mind you.
Sure.
Because you'd have it. But working with you is a hassle. So you see, there are many factors and things that you need to learn. It's not just, you shouldn't just look at it as it being distanced from other things. So for instance, you can clearly see the way art plays in architecture. You can see the way art plays in engineering, because you need to use art to develop engineering tools to get what they are doing. You need to use art to be able to develop buildings, because sometimes you look at where the sun comes from, where the wind patterns and all of that, to be able to structure a building, where it is at. There are many things, and all these things are, tied together. So I mostly tell people that if you can't find inspiration from that particular field, look at another field. Mostly you would see that there are things that relate. And as a designer or as a person, you need to, have knowledge, broad knowledge. You need to study like everything.
Okay.
You need to read a lot, because people don't like reading of late.
Things change very fast. So things change very fast. So try to learn also very fast. You should be willing to change your stance on things, because design, you're always researching and learning about new things. And then there'll be a point where you see that you are wrong.
Okay.
I've held some opinions in design that later I realized that, hey, everything was said. Right? So, and you should always be willing to change your stance, especially when you're taking feedback in design. Right? There are sometimes you spend hours on something, and the amount of time you spent on it will lead you to be biased about how good it is.
This is true.
You feel that, well, I spent 2 weeks on this, so it is good. But maybe you spent 2 weeks doing nonsense. Right? And you should be open enough to receive whatever feedback you are given. Some of the feedback is bad. Like that one here, to be honest. Yeah. But then you shouldn't feel that it has to be good because you suffered to do it. So always be open to feedback, especially when you're in the beginning, because it's feedback that will let you be better.
Right.
I would rather trust a feedback from somebody who is paying me than from somebody who is not paying me. Because the person who is paying me cares about their business.
That's true.
My friend wants to see me happy.
Happy, your emotions.
Yeah, that's why you have a lot of underground artists with terrible songs. Because their friends were like, oh, this is fire.
But it's not.
Yeah. So yes, I trust your friends to give you some feedback, but then always be open to client feedback, right? So when I realized this, I stopped. Feedback wasn't getting to me again. Like I wasn't getting mad at feedback again, because I took it as, okay, feedback is about the work. The work is not good enough, and I'll improve it, and I'm going to learn from it.
That's
right. Yeah. So since it's been a long time, I got angry because somebody gave me bad feedback. I mean, there's some people that give terrible feedback. Somebody have zero filters.
They don't know. Yeah. They just say it like that.
Yeah. But right now it doesn't get to me again, because okay, you said it. How do we improve it? What do you think? Then it becomes a dialogue, right? But then if they give you feedback, then now you squeeze your face, then because you are the best designer in the world.
We get attached to our work sometimes.
You are going to be attached to your work in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because imagine sitting behind your computer getting back pain, doing something. Somebody comes to tell you that, oh, my wife doesn't like it. I'll fight. I'll fight, right? But in the beginning, it is bound to happen. It's bound to happen. People have cried over feedback. People have gone to report the bosses to their boss. See, feedback. I've had one person who called me on the phone. I was crying.
Crying because of feedback.